I thought that's what I remember her saying, that somebody had called looking for a priest. And I think, I'm almost sure she said that DeBruzzi was going to go out, or she tried calling me or tried calling DeBruzzi. And so, well, I thought I had said that maybe one shot or something, but I wasn't sure of how many shots or even where the placement of the shots would be.
Jenny O'Connell
says she
asked her, what time is she going to tell us, if when we go back and talk to Jenny O'Connell, what time is she going to tell us when we say, when did Ryan show up at your house?
I don't know what time. I figured it was like 2, 3. I thought the sun was out. I thought...
En la tarde del 5 de febrero de 2002, las fuerzas del orden en Hudson, Wisconsin, fueron llamadas a la Funeraria O'Connell, un lugar de tranquila reverencia ahora marcado por la violencia. Dentro, hicieron un descubrimiento sombrío. Los cuerpos del director de la funeraria, Daniel O'Connell, de 39 años, y su interno, James Ellison, de 22 años. La investigación revelaría más tarde que O'Connell había programado una reunión ese día, presuntamente para confrontar a un sacerdote local de 31 años, el Padre Ryan Erickson, sobre acusaciones perturbadoras. Los detalles de lo que ocurrió siguen siendo confusos, pero el resultado fue un brutal doble homicidio. Dentro de la funeraria, la escena era escalofriante y desconcertante. El cuerpo de O'Connell fue encontrado en un pasillo cerca de una entrada trasera, mientras que Ellison fue hallado muerto en la sala de embalsamamiento. Ambos hombres habían recibido disparos, pero la escena carecía de señales evidentes de entrada forzada, robo o lucha. La ausencia de un motivo claro y la naturaleza violenta y de estilo ejecutorio de los asesinatos presentaron a los investigadores un misterio profundamente inquietante que apenas comenzaba a desentrañarse.
I'm a little concerned about something else, okay? And I'm concerned that, yes, you may have been working today and all this kind of stuff, okay? But being here is not the function of a Catholic priest. You're here as an individual, yet you're dressed as a Catholic priest, and I find that staging. Okay.
Tras 2 años de investigación, entrevistando a casi 2.000 personas, un informe de 2004 sobre el sacerdote Ryan Erickson, que proporcionaba alcohol y abusaba de menores, llevó a su interrogatorio en el departamento del sheriff del condado de Rusk. Erickson, pastor asociado en San Patricio, declaró ese día. Celebró la misa matutina, trabajó en la oficina, visitó la escuela de San Patricio para el almuerzo hasta las 12:30 de la tarde, y luego hizo recados hacia una tienda de tabaco.
Do you recall, prior to the homicides, when was the last time that you saw Dan?
It would have been a week, I believe it was a week prior, in which I went to, we went to bury someone. So about a week before that happened. I think it was a Wednesday, but I could be wrong.
A week before?
A week before he passed, before somebody shot him, yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was a Wednesday or a Tuesday beforehand.
Do you recall any conversation you had with Dan then?
The only conversation we had was he wanted me to come out and bless his house and wanted to go to confession. And I said that would be absolutely able to be done. So,
okay.
But we never made it to the confession or the house blessing.
And you know where Dan lived?
Not until the day that I was brought out there.
Going back to Tuesday, February 5th, 2002. Prior to this, when Sean and I came up to visit with you, do you recall that day of February 5th, 2002?
I recall the day, oh yeah. Parts of it, like, as we went through it, I was trying to keep bringing stuff to my mind, but...
Okay. From what you remember, can you kind of run through us again with what you did that day? Do you remember who did you speak with?
Oh, Sister Gemma and all the sisters came down. In fact, it must have been about 4:30 or so. I think one of them had just got back from Walmart or something, because she wasn't in her habit, which kind of shocked me a little bit.
Okay. How'd you know she got back from Walmart?
I believe she told me she was at Walmart.
Okay. How long did you visit with the sisters?
Oh, maybe 15 minutes at most.
Okay. Then you left where the Carmelite sisters are.
Yep.
That's located at the top of the 3rd Street Hill?
Yep.
Okay. Where did you go?
I would have guessed that I went down home to the place to eat, down to the rectory.
For supper?
For supper, yeah.
Did you have supper with anybody that night?
Father Peter was gone, so it would have been just me there, and I'm not sure if Cammie was there when I got there or if she wasn't there when I got there. Sometimes she'd be there and she'd serve the food, and sometimes she wouldn't be there, and then I just have to serve myself, but I'm not real sure if she was there or not.
Okay. And Cammie?
Cammie is the housekeeper.
Okay, what's Cammie's last name?
Westerdahl.
And it's approximately, do you ever leave the house again?
Oh, sure. There might be a meeting or something going on that I have to take care of. So
That night, did you leave?
I wouldn't be able to tell you if I did or not. I would guess I probably went back up to the parish because I would have to lock it up. So I would at least have to go up there to lock the parish up.
Did you ever come in contact with Jenny O'Connell?
I did.
Where was that?
At her house.
Approximately what time?
I would say that it was before I went to the sisters. So probably around 3, 2, somewhere in there.
Do you remember how you got there?
I think somebody took me there, but I can't remember. And I've been trying to put a name to the face, or a face with even and I can't come up with who would have taken me there. So I'm not sure.
Was that in your vehicle, or?
It would have been in my vehicle. I would have probably had my vehicle there.
And you had a light silver-colored vehicle?
A light silver-colored vehicle. Okay. A Buick.
A Buick?
Yeah.
What kind of Buick?
Regal.
Any year on that?
2000. I think 2000.
2-door or 4-door?
4-door.
Light silver?
Light silver.
Not like a dark charcoal gray? Or
No. This was just like a silver.
How long did you stay at Jenny O'Connell's?
Oh, not long, because I kind of felt a little awkward being there. There was lots of crying, a lot of people around, and they were introducing me to different people. And I would say no more than a half an hour. No more than a half an hour. So it might be less than that.
What did you speak with? You spoke with Jenny?
I spoke with Jenny, spoke with some other people that they introduced me to, said hello to the kids who were somewhere. I think they were on the couch. And there was someone else there with me, and I'm just trying to remember who it was that I was kind of clinging to, because they knew the family, and I just kind of clinged that way. There was someone there, though. I know there was.
Were you ever introduced to, did Jenny introduce you to anybody?
She introduced me to so many different people there. There were some friends, and I think maybe her parents were there. But there were a number of different people there. I primarily was focused on Jenny more than I was on anyone else at that point.
Was Mike there, do you recall? Mike O'Connell?
I'm not sure. He might have been, but I'm not sure.
What was your conversation with Jenny?
Just condolences. I'll pray for you. Anything I can do for your family, please don't hesitate to call. I informed her that Father Peter would probably be back, and he'll take care of that, the funeral. So that kind of stuff.
Erickson declaró que condujo hacia el sur por la calle 11. Vio vehículos de emergencia y luces parpadeantes en la funeraria alrededor de la 1:30 a las 2 de la tarde, y se desvió hacia una tienda de tabaco. Regresó a la escena 2 o 3 veces. Habló brevemente con el sargento Marty Jensen, quien le dijo que se fuera, y posiblemente vio al padre de Bruy. La policía cuestionó una brecha horaria de las 12:30 a las 3 de la tarde, ya que Erickson no fue claro sobre su paradero, diciendo que podría haber ido de compras. Los testigos lo vieron conduciendo hacia el norte por la calle Wisconsin, contradiciendo su relato.
Was there any hugging or kissing or anything?
I gave her a hug.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, how'd she react to that?
She was the one, I think, that initiated. I'm not a big hugger, so normally that has to be initiated before I'll go ahead and do that. So I would guess she initiated it.
Okay.
After you left Jenny's house, recall what you did the rest of the evening?
I remember going to the sisters. I think that was the order. Went to Jenny's house, then to the sisters, then back to the house. And my routine normally during the night would be to go over and see them, but I don't know I don't know what I did that night. I know I would have to lock up the building because I was in charge, so I know I had to do that.
And lock up the building.
The church building.
And you mentioned some other people's names.
And they live out on County.
Is that a male and a female, or?
That's a male and a female, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you all know. Come on.
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm sure you've read some of the letters and stuff in the.
That's a him then.
That's a him. Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever? You said you went past the funeral home originally. 1:30, 1:30, quarter to
was
2.
going up that way, but was stopped
up.
not to go through.
Correct. And then you went back a little bit later and saw Father DeBruzzi.
DeBruzzi.
And did you go back again a second time?
I came back. Yeah, I was back a second time, in which that was the time I was ushered away, I believe, by Officer Jensen.
So you were there. You went past it one time, right? Before any police were there or anything?
No, police would have been there, I believe.
Police were there.
The police were there,
Okay.
and the place was blocked off, so that's when I went the other direction.
Okay. And then you came back twice more?
No, one more.
One more. So there's a total of 2.
Well, I think there's a total of 2, yeah. But I'm not, again, I'm really not positive. I wish I could remember better what took place. I think that, I don't know. I just don't know.
One time you're on your way to the tobacco shop
Yeah.
on 11th Street.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And then another time is when I was shooed off by, and I think there was one time when I was there. Did I get out of the car and stop, or there might have been one other time that I was there and was out of the car, and I think that's when I noticed. Is that when I saw DeBruzzi? I might have been there at that one other time in between that in which I got out of the car, but I'm not positive. I couldn't even tell you where I would have parked exactly or anything like that. But I think I did. I think I was there on the premises. So, but I'm not positive.
When you went through the first time at 1:30ish or whatever, what did you know about the scene?
All I knew is something had happened up at the funeral parlor. Didn't know anything else besides that. So that's when I went back, asked Ellen. She said something had happened up at and she was the one who said something about Dan, or at least I could swear that she was the one who said, I think it was Dan or something like that.
Do you remember what context she said it in, or what her?
No, I just remember her being distraught, crying. When I came up to the desk, I came into the room, was looking out that direction. She said something up there has happened. It could be Dan and blah, blah, blah. And I sat there and I listened to that. And then, or did she know at that point? Somebody asked me to go out to the O'Connell house. Now, where exactly that time takes place, I'm not sure. But at some point, somebody says, you need to go out to Jenny O'Connell's house. And I remember putting it off a little bit, not wanting to go out right away. And then going out. And I could swear somebody took me.
Why would you put it off for a while?
Oh, I was a little scared. I didn't know what exactly to what was going to see out there. Or, I'm not the best socially skilled guy. And so I get very easy. And this I didn't want to go into this situation being nervous and then trying to figure out what am I going to say to this poor woman who just lost her husband. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, or whatever was going on. And I was nervous on that account, but then eventually I did go out. It was either me or DeBruzzi, and I didn't want him going out there. So
is he the one that went out with you, do you think?
Could he have gone with you?
I don't think it was him, but it might have been. I'm not sure if it was him or not, who it was. I really don't.
But you're sure it was somebody?
I think there was somebody. I'm almost sure somebody was with me, but I don't know who it was. Everything took place so fast that day, and then with the funeral and everything that took place there, I don't know.
When you got to Jenny's house, did that subject go in the house with you and help console people?
I'm not sure. I'm sure if they were along, they came into the house with me.
Certainly you wouldn't leave him in the car, right?
Part of me thinks I could be wrong. I just don't know. But I'm not.
Do you know how he spells his last name? Or how I could get a hold of him?
And you can call, I'm sure that somebody from the parish would know.
He's a parishioner then?
Well, he's moved now. But somebody from the parish, I'm sure, is still in contact with him, from the staff, because he was on staff.
It would have been your vehicle, though you said you took out there.
Again, I would be almost sure that it was my vehicle, but I'm not positive that it was my vehicle.
Okay. Would you be the operator of that vehicle?
I would have been the operator of the vehicle. But for some reason, I remember being in the passenger side. But I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if I was.
Do you normally let other people drive you
Sure.
around
Oh, yeah.
in your car?
Yep. Secretary drove me down here. Yeah. I like to sit on the passenger side sometime.
Okay. If you can just one more time for clarification, if you can start out the morning of Tuesday, February 5th, go through what you did that day.
Either I or Father DeBruzzi would have had the mass at 8 o'clock. I would have been up in the office by that time, either way, depending.
In the office, you're referring
It's
to
connected to the church. So I would have been in the office area, and church would have been going on in the chapel. By 8 o'clock, I would have been up there. And so then I had the funeral. No, I didn't have a funeral. There was no funeral that day. So I would have had the mass that day. Yeah, I would have been the one that had the mass that day.
Okay.
And then would have been in the office, probably talking to different people who just stopped by. Would have gone down possibly to the school and been with the kids for lunch. I don't think I would have gone to any classrooms. I usually mark that in my day planner, and I don't remember that being in there.
What time was normally lunchtime for the kids?
I would say 11:30 until, I don't know, they got done with the recess about 12:30, somewhere in there. So I would have been down in that area with the kids. Most of the time, that's where I would have been found. Okay.
Is there like one shift for lunch, or is there two shifts
There's two
for lunch?
shifts. There's the little kids come in, and then the little kids are gone, and then the big kids come in. And then they all go out to the playground. And then I usually would go out to the playground and be with them on the playground.
For lunch, it starts at 11:30,
I believe 11:30, yeah.
and that's shift number one.
That would be shift number one.
Would you stay for both shifts?
Most of the time, yes.
And the second shift would be done approximately what time?
Usually they were going out the door by about 12:15 or so. Somewhere in there. And then 12:30 was the end of recess. So I'd have about maybe 15 minutes out on the...
Play with the kids and
Oh, yeah.
do
Yeah,
that
just
sort of
goof
thing?
around, yeah.
So you're usually done with the playground duties at what time?
About 12:30.
12:30ish?
Yeah,
Okay.
about 12:30. But the rectory's right there, so a lot of times I would go right over to the rectory to go to the bathroom. I had, here's again that shyness about me, and also the smarts. I never used the public toilet wherever I'm at for the fear of being accused of something, so I wouldn't go in there. I would go across the street to the rectory. So probably would have gone to the rectory then if I needed to. Then back into the car, up to the parish, let Ellen know that I would have been stepping out at some point or wherever I was going, go up to get this or that. Would have told her, I'm sure I would have told her that I was going to get tobacco or I was going out to do something, run an errand. Got in the car, went down the Wisconsin street, came up to the,
Okay, and you're talking about you're going southbound on Wisconsin Street.
towards the funeral home. So, yeah, that would be south.
Any landmarks along that route?
Well, yeah, they've got the Methodist nursing home that's there. Is on the 11th Street, I believe that is, which goes right to the intersection where the funeral parlor is.
Okay. Where do these people live?
Well, if you're turning off of Wisconsin Street, you come around onto 11th. I think they're look there.
So they live between Kinnickinnick Street and Wisconsin Street?
I'm not sure what that is there, but yeah, it would
How
be
many
between
houses,
there.
How many houses
I would
up
say,
from the funeral home? Blocks
maybe 2 blocks, 3 blocks, something like that.
to the north of the funeral home?
Yeah, well, yeah, to the north, yeah.
Okay, so you continue southbound on 11th Street.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I see that there's all kinds of vehicles up there, emergency vehicles. So I go off a different direction because you can't get through there, and I go to the tobacco shop.
Okay, and the emergency vehicles,
Just flashing lights, that's what I remember. So whether there was cop cars or whether it was fire trucks or what, I'm not sure. I'm sure there was cop cars there, and I'm sure there were an ambulance. And then I went off a different direction and went to the tobacco shop. Then from the tobacco shop, I went back to the parish, and then I talked to Ellen.
Okay.
And then from
From
Ellen,
a different direction, do you recall, Ryan, which way did you go, left or right?
I don't recall which direction I went in. I don't know if I went left or right. I'm not positive. But I know that I ended up at the tobacco shop.
How about when you left the tobacco shop?
Went down up to Carmichael and down Vine Street so that I could go to the parish.
So you're northbound on Carmichael,
Mm-hmm.
and then would have been westbound on Vine Street.
Yeah.
And there's a couple different entrances, I think, into the church. Isn't there one off from Vine Street? There's one off from Wisconsin
I
Street?
always use the one from Vine.
Okay.
That's the one. That's the one I used coming in because I would park my car underneath the canopy. And so then when I would leave, I would go down through the Wisconsin exit.
But even when you came up from the rectory,
If I came up from the rectory, then I would take the Wisconsin exit. And then I'd zip around underneath But anytime I was coming from like Walmart or any of those kind of places, I always came back using Carmichael and Vine. That was my routine.
what do you know personally about the murders?
I just know.
I know we talked about
Yeah.
it one other time, but
I just know that James and Dan were shot. That's the only facts I know. I've heard rumors such as, the mafia did it, but they were looking for Tom. I heard rumors that somebody was looking for some type of stuff, formaldehyde, and then I heard that wasn't taken. But that's primarily what I've heard. I heard that he was shot at his desk, and James, I heard, was shot in a doorway.
do you recall where you heard this from?
I'm not exactly positive, no.
Who do you think would have?
Well, at that time, there was so much speculation going on the weeks following. There was so much stuff out there, just media stuff. Also, the office talk, constantly some new thing that they had heard from somebody somewhere. So it could have been office talk. It could have been from the media. I'm not sure.
When you were asked to go out to Jenny's house and talk to Jenny, you going out there to locate Jenny?
Yeah.
And her children?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know where Tom and Janet were at the time?
I think they were out of town. But I recall wondering if they were going to be there or kind of looking for them, because I would have felt a lot safer with them, being that they were older and they would have been. In my book, I'm friendlier with that group of people than I am the younger group of people, because I seem to be more old-fashioned. So I kind of fit better with the older people. But I can't remember if they were in town, out of town. I'm not positive.
Do you recall anything about their yearly trip?
Well, I know they took a trip somewhere, but I didn't know where or when that trip takes place.
Did you have any idea if it took place in the summertime or the wintertime?
If I had to guess, I would say it was the winter time, and I would say that it was I think it was that time. I think they were out of town too, but I might be getting that mixed up with Father Peter. But I do remember looking for them, thinking they're going to be there. So, I don't know.
Okay. We've asked you this before. Do you know who killed Dan O'Connell and James Ellison?
I have no idea.
If you knew, would you tell us?
If I knew, and it was outside the Sacrament of Reconciliation, I would tell you. And nobody came to me saying they killed James Ellison or Dan O'Connell.
Getting back to some of the things that we talked about in your recollection of that day, there's some discrepancies in what we've heard both times. Is it possible that you were at the Carmelite home for an hour to 2 hours
No.
on that day?
I don't believe so, no. Mm-mm. If I remember correctly, I came in And I wasn't there more than, I want to say 15 minutes, but I thought I'd be, 30 minutes, 30, 15, something like that. It wasn't, I don't think it was very long. I certainly didn't celebrate any mass or anything like that with them. It was just a quick prayer. So.
And your travel to the tobacco shop was for what?
Tobacco. To get pipe tobacco or a cigar, depending on what I was smoking at the time.
Okay.
Tonight you had mentioned something different than you had mentioned when we came up to visit you in Hurley.
What was that?
You had told us when we talked to you up there, you were going there strictly for a cigar.
Well, either one. It depends on what I'm smoking at the time. I smoke both things, so I know it was tobacco. I was going up there for something.
Okay. Do you recall would it have been over your lunch hour?
It would have been right after. Yeah, it probably would have been in that lunch hour time. Right after. If I was down with the kids, it would have been right after that time.
But you made another stop prior to that.
Stop.
Did you go back to the church?
I would have come up and said to Ellen that I was going to be gone or I'd be back shortly or whatever, and then would have gone up and to the tobacco shop and then come back, and that's when I saw Ellen.
Did she say that anybody had called up to the church looking for a priest?
I thought that's what I remember her saying, that somebody had called looking for a priest. And I think, I'm almost sure she said that DeBruzzi was going to go out, or she tried calling me or tried calling DeBruzzi. And so.
At that point, if you didn't know, Ryan, if a priest had gone up there or not, why didn't you go?
I think that's when I think I did go up there, but I can't recall. I really can't. I know that I went up there, and I know that it was up there a number of times, and I know that I saw, or I think I saw Father DeBruzzi up there. Or somebody told me he was there, one of the two. And that's when I thought, well, if DeBruzzi's there, DeBruzzi's there. He's up at the funeral home. And when I had gone up again to look, that's when I was told to keep moving.
When we were up to visit in Hurley, you had mentioned, and this is a pretty significant thing, but you had mentioned what you heard about number of shots, placement of shots. Do you remember saying that?
I don't remember saying anything about placements of shots or anything.
I mean, as far as where on the bodies, you had indicated to me.
Well, I thought I had said that maybe one shot or something, but I wasn't sure of how many shots or even where the placement of the shots would be.
You don't recall saying that, or you didn't say it?
Well, I don't think I said anything about it. I think I remember you asking the question, and I said, well, I wasn't exactly sure, but yeah, I'm not sure how I answered.
Do you know where they were shot?
Where they were shot? No.
On the body?
No, I don't.
Do you know what part of the funeral home they were shot in?
I thought I had heard by his desk and in some doorway.
Okay. In his desk, meaning Dan?
Yeah, at his desk.
Okay.
And then James in a doorway.
Do you know where you would have heard that from?
No, I don't.
Do you know what kind of caliber weapon it was?
I know.
What kind of caliber?
I don't know. That I don't know.
If we tell you that there's people that have come forward since our conversation, that we're going to go back and talk to people, that they said that they saw you coming back.
O'Connell fue disparado en su escritorio, Ellison en una entrada, y se oyeron rumores sobre la participación de la mafia o una búsqueda de objetos de valor. Él afirmó que estos provenían de charlas en la oficina, los medios de comunicación o estudiantes de CCD que mencionaban balas de calibre. La policía lo presionó, ya que solo los investigadores conocían estos detalles tras 1900 entrevistas. Erickson negó saber el tipo de arma, una de 9 milímetros, o la ubicación de las heridas, atribuyéndolo a rumores. La policía señaló inconsistencias, sospechando que sabía demasiado sobre la escena del crimen.
To the church, northbound on Wisconsin Street. Can you explain that to us?
No, I can't. I could have come back that direction. Like I told you guys, I wasn't sure as to what directions I was taking. And so when I was sitting there talking with you, I'm trying to come up with the best plan in my mind of where was I going and what was I doing. But maybe I came back on that road. I really don't know.
But you would have went by the funeral home again.
I really don't remember. I don't know if that's the way I came home. For me, it would have I would take Carmichael.
But you specifically told us when you were done with the tobacco shop that you went on eastbound on Cooley to Carmichael to Vine Street.
Because that's
and now
what
that may have changed.
Well, that's because that's my normal route. That's the route I would normally take. I told you I wasn't sure about which direction I came. And I could have come back that direction.
Okay. What did you see when you went by the funeral home?
All I remember seeing is flashing lights. That's what I remember seeing.
After you left the tobacco shop and went by the funeral home, what did you see?
I would guess again, probably I would say it would be flashing lights again.
And at that
or
point,
Marty Jensen. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't.
But you did have a conversation with Marty, correct?
I remember talking to Marty. Yes.
How long was that conversation?
It was very short. It was just to tell me that they didn't need me or something, and I could be moving along.
And you know Marty Jensen personally?
I know him, personally in the sense that...
I mean, if he walked in here, you'd know
I know him.
that was
Yeah.
Marty Jensen.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And he would know that you were Father
Yes,
Ryan Erickson,
yes,
correct?
Yeah.
Can you explain why he doesn't recall seeing you there at all?
I don't know, but I saw him.
But you
I
talked to him?
I know I did, yes.
Okay, and he knows you personally?
Yes.
And you were by Father DeBruzzi at one time?
I think I was over... Again, I don't know if I was by Bruzy or not. I don't...
Do you know the direction, if I was to tell you on the north side of the funeral home, west side, east side, south side, would it be safe to say that Summer Street is on the north side of the funeral home? Do you know what direction the north is? Just so that we know.
Yeah. Well, I know where north is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And directly, if I was standing right in front of the funeral home, that would be what side of the funeral home?
The west.
The west side.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you in comparison with Father DeBruzzi?
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not sure if I was out of the car and with Father DeBruzzi there. I think I was. I'm not positive about it. And it would have been probably the north side, furthest away from the doors. I remember being there. But I might be getting that mixed up with the celebration they had with the letting go of the balloons and stuff.
But you remember seeing Father DeBruzzi there that day, correct?
I think I saw Father DeBruzzi there, or somebody told me Father DeBruzzi was there. I'm not positive.
But being a priest, wouldn't you make sure that, given the fact that these are Catholic parishioners, that you'd make darn sure that somebody from the Catholic church is there?
Oh, yes. And that's why, and I think Ellen's the one who said Father DeBruzzi's there, or Father DeBruzzi was called, or I couldn't get a hold of you, Father DeBruzzi went up. I think that's what took place. And then when I went up there, that's when Officer Jensen said, no, keep moving.
On the north side of the road?
No.
Or on the north side?
That would have been the west side. That would have been on the way. He was there was an alley. And I remember there was a Channel 6 or 12 news truck there. And he was right over here in front of the funeral home. Here's the doors.
Okay.
He was right here. And this is where I came up. And he said, no.
You came up from like Taco John's?
No, I came...
Let me draw you a little map here.
I'm almost sure I came down this direction towards, here's the funeral parlor.
Okay, hang on a minute here, because this...
To use a bigger piece.
This direction doesn't... I'm a little confused. Let's draw it out here. I'll draw...
Someone's drawing out a map for us. Was your cell phone working that day?
I'm sure it would have been, yeah. But
So
I didn't always carry it with me. So maybe I had it, maybe I don't. In fact, I didn't carry it with me today. I just, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
If you were the only priest that was in town,
Mhm.
knew that you were the go-to guy.
Well, I wasn't the only priest. There was two others. Father DeBruzzi and Father Virgil.
And you were there, and if somebody wanted to contact you, why wouldn't you carry your cell phone?
Irresponsibility, I just didn't, because I wouldn't be gone long. I was going to be right back at the parish, so there's no sense for me sometimes to carry it. I just would leave it or put it in the car or turn it off for little reasons. Or forget it.
When you turned it back on, did you have any messages?
I don't recall any messages, but I might have.
When you're drawing a map, everything's going to be explained on there. If you have any questions about the directions on there. See, with some of these, when we talked to you the first time, for now on some of the inconsistencies, that becomes kind of problematic for us.
No, I understand
and
that.
we're trying to resolve that.
No, I understand that.
Okay. This is a sketch of the area. This would be EP Rock School over here. Would I be safe to say that? EP Rock? You know where the Rock School is, the elementary school? And right here on the well, it'd be over here actually.
Mm-hmm.
Over here. This is actually the, let's call this the dentist office. Kel Dental.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right here, there's a building. Okay, you know where Summer Street is, correct?
Okay.
And this is Green Street.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't go through here. And right here's the funeral home. Initially, you came down, this is 11th,
Mm-hmm.
and you came down 11th Street, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it was blocked off?
Not there. I think it was blocked off up here. There was something going on right up in here.
Right.
And whether it was blocked off or I couldn't get through because somebody told me I couldn't, I didn't come through. At least I don't remember coming through.
Now you understand this picture.
Yeah.
You
I
understand that this was the entrance
Sure.
to the funeral home.
Yeah. And then there's some type of, this is where that alley is, or that,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
there's
and that's
there's
where
an
there was-
apartment building over there.
Yeah.
There's
And
an
at one
apartment.
point during the day, there was all kinds of cars out here.
Correct.
And I think that's when I came across Officer Jensen,
Out here?
in which he said, yeah, he was over here, and he said that, no, I should keep moving along, that it was a crime scene, couldn't go in or anything.
Were you in your car then?
I can't remember if I was in my car, if I got out of the car to talk to him. I think I was inside the car.
But you diverted from 11th Street onto Summer Street.
Well,
Or did you go back?
you know, I'm not sure. I don't know what direction I went in.
But you didn't go straight through.
Again, I don't believe I went straight through, no. But I could have. I don't know. I remember it as being blocked off. That's how I remember.
Okay.
Now, whether or not my memory's right and this was blocked off, I'm not sure.
When this was blocked off, when you saw Sergeant Jensen, was that on your initial way through?
I think that was it was later in the day.
Later in the day?
Yeah.
When you came back? You
Yeah.
went through the first time
I
and you
think
came
that's
back?
when I went off to the sisters then. I think that's when I went off to the sisters.
Okay, before you went back to the church?
No, this would be the second time when I came through, or third
Okay,
time.
let's talk about the first time here. So you went
Okay.
through, and then you left and you went up to the church, and something happened.
Yeah, they said somebody had gotten hurt or something had happened. And I could have swore they said Dan had gotten hurt.
Dan got hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Or Dan got killed?
You know, I'm not sure exactly what she said, but it could be Dan was killed or Dan got hurt or something happened at the funeral home. Something like that was said.
Okay. How long after that was it before you came back again? I mean, these are significant events, and obviously
I know. I'm
your
just
memory is
trying to-
real good here, but
I'm trying.
I'm a little concerned because we're missing some key elements here.
Well, I think I came through. I could have come through there 2-3 times. I remember there's a part where I went to visit with Jenny, and I remember it being daylight. So it had to be in that time.
Okay, you came.
Because it was after I visited with Jenny,
Can you explain why you would have come by a third time?
nosy, see what's going on. If if I came by a third time, it was to see what's going on and if I could get in or anything, that kind of thing. I think I'm surprised Officer Jensen does not recall me being there because I talked to him.
Okay. Well, let's say that Marty's forgetful. You're coming through at 11th Street the first time you're on your way to the tobacco shop. You see Marty standing out here.
Mhm.
You stop your car, or you get out of your car.
No, wait a minute. The first time?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I'm almost sure it was not the first time. No, I don't believe I stopped the first time.
But you weren't able to get through the first time.
I don't believe so. No, I believe I had to go a different direction.
Did you ever come back this direction from the south going north on 11th Street? Did you ever come back past like Taco John's?
I might have come past there, but
But
I'm not sure. I really am not sure. To my best recollection, I would say that I was through there maybe 3 times at best. At best.
3 times through without stopping,
Well, I think
or 3 times and stopping.
I may have stopped. Well, I know that I stopped, but I don't know if I got out of the car or not. And I said to Officer Jensen if I was able to go in, and he said no.
Okay. When did you ask that to Officer Jensen?
I think it would have been around. It seemed darker, so I would say maybe. I'm not exactly sure.
Was that prior to seeing Jenny or after seeing Jenny?
I think I saw Jenny in the afternoon, So that would have been, because I remember it being light out, so I would say I saw her first.
Was there anybody else with Officer Jensen?
And I think he was the only one there.
Okay.
I mean, in that spot.
Okay, where was Father DeBruzzi?
I think he was,
On the north side,
I think.
near Summer Street?
And I'm not even sure if I saw him there.
But when we first talked to you, you were positive you saw him.
Well, I think I saw him there.
Well, that's not what you said when we first talked to you. When
Well,
we first talked to you,
I,
Father
I'm
DeBruzzi
not,
was there.
right now I can tell you, I'm not positive if I saw him directly, if I saw him in the sense of seeing him. I remember being told that he was called and that he might be up there or that he was there. And then when I went up there, I don't know. I don't know.
But when you came up there, you actually told us that you parked over by E.P. Rock School.
That's what I thought. I think that
And
I
then
did.
you told us that you walked over there, you saw Father DeBruzzi.
But
What
see,
you didn't know at the time, what you told us, is if you had conversation with Father DeBruzzi or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I had conversation. I'm not even sure. After you guys left, of course, I thought about this and racked my brain trying to think about how this all played out. And I'm not sure if I parked there and got out of my car and came over here. I'm not sure about some of the direction that I took in the, which direction I was going in. You guys say that I probably came back this direction, but if I did, it would have been curiosity because I would have gone up from Carmichael Divine. So I'm not real sure.
What's your normal route from the rectory to the tobacco shop?
If I usually did that, I would take the highway up to Walmart exit there.
And the highway meaning?
Meaning 94. And then sometimes I would come up, see,
If you're at the church.
If I was at the church,
tobacco shop,
then
which
I would
way?
come down this direction.
And here you're pointing to 11th Street.
11th Street, come down 11th Street and then go up that way.
But on this day, when we're first up there, you specifically told us that you went eastbound on Cooley Road. We brought that up to you, and you had went for so far. I went up by Target.
I'm almost positive that would have been the direction I was in. But if somebody saw me go the other direction, then maybe I went that direction. I'm not sure. I can see going down there just because I do tend to be a nosy person. I could have gone that direction. I don't recall.
You knew what was going on then.
No, I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is there was all kinds of emergency vehicles. So I wanted to know what was going on. If I went down that way.
In the course of this investigation, never once has anybody from the Hudson Police Department ever mentioned where the bodies were, positions, etc. Nor in the course of this investigation through 1,900 and some people has anybody ever brought up a speculation, a probability, a possibility, or anything like that as far as where the bodies were. Nor has anybody told us how many times they were shot or where they were shot. If that hasn't been brought up in 1,900 some interviews, and out of the course of 5 people in our department that knew exactly that, and not even he knows where that was, why do you know that?
I don't know why I know that.
Or why are you giving us information that this is what you heard?
Well, this is what I had heard. You ask me a question, I tell you the answer. So if I overheard that and I didn't tell you, then I'd be lying to you. So I tell you what I hear in the sense that if I heard these things, where it was, I'm not sure, or if it was just idle chit chat or what it was, that's all I'm telling you.
Is there anything that we've discussed today or the last time we talked to you that you want to change? Your story.
The only thing I can tell you is I'm not sure about all the events that took place on that day. I'm trying my best to explain to you what I did or where I was. I know I didn't kill him. I know that. From that, the facts are somewhat blurry to me. Where I was going. And that's as much as I can do. I mean,
And some of these things, that's what we're having a problem with. We want to be able to clear you. We can't.
Sure. What do you mean you can't? Did you take my guns?
We're going over some things with you and to help go through all these events, okay, of what happened.
Have you ever shown your weapons to anybody other than us?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Have you ever owned any other weapons other than the ones
Those
that
are the only ones I own.
ever?
Yep.
You never owned any other firearms, never traded any, never bought any?
Well, I had rifles and shotguns,
Okay.
and those, I gave a rifle to one kid when he turned 18, and but other than that,
Do you recall who that was? Okay. But you never owned any other firearms?
no.
Have you ever registered any of your firearms?
One or two of them are registered that I bought that were mine. The others were gifts from other people.
Okay.
So no.
Of the weapons that you turned over to us, which ones had you purchased?
The 44 Red Hawk Ruger. I believe I purchased it. I think it's in my name. And the 9mm Browning. I think both of those should be in my name.
Those are in your name. If I were to tell you that we showed those weapons to somebody and they said, I've seen others, but I don't recognize these, what would your response be?
Well, I would say they're crazy.
They're crazy?
Because those are the ones that I own. Those are the ones I've always owned, and they've always been right in the rectory where everybody can see them.
Even back in Hudson?
Back in Hudson. Yep.
Ladysmith?
Yep.
Hurley?
And Hurley. Those are the same guns that I've always had.
When you were in Hudson at the rectory, where did you store your weapons?
They were stored in the front part of the house. So it would have been, when you walk right in the front door, they were right off to the side. Right as you go up, there's stairways there. Right by the stairway they were. In the same display case as you guys saw.
You didn't have any other weapons in the rectory?
The only one I showed you was that muzzle loader, and I had that one as well.
And where was that one?
That one was always kept like as a display model, so that would have been in my living room itself.
Okay, kind of where the TV and that sort of thing is? Okay. Did you keep any... Where were the bedrooms in the rectory?
Upstairs.
Were there any weapons upstairs?
Nope, just the ones that were in that downstairs. The 9mm went upstairs with me. That one was upstairs. But other than that, and that only came up when Father Peter was gone, so that I had something upstairs. Otherwise, it was downstairs in its case as well. And that would be the Browning.
Okay, because you talked about the 44 and the Browning.
Mm-hmm.
You ever carry your weapons in your vehicle?
Sometimes when I go out, it goes on slides underneath my seat.
Which one do you normally carry with you?
9mm.
9mm?
Yeah, the Browning.
The Browning?
Sometimes the 44, if I want to show it off to there was a couple times where I took it to a priest gathering who's a connoisseur of guns, so I showed him that.
I'm not the most religious guy. I'll be the first to tell you that. And obviously you're very religious.
Mm.
It seems odd for me for somebody in your capacity to be a gun guru or a gun connoisseur. I've never heard of it or seen it. And the type of activities that you have, such as horror films, Exorcist, Halloween, is that normal?
Well, I think it's normal from the standpoint that
Point on that is I try and bring some reason to issues. A couple things. Listening to the chat here, I feel like I'm in a movie, and I don't like what I'm experiencing. Okay, I don't like it, quite frankly. When asked for you to explain where you were or what you were doing or this kind of stuff, you would say, I would be doing, as though you are abstracting or as you are not actually saying, I was here, I was here, I was here, okay? And it sounds like wiggle room to skeptics like me, okay? And it appears, if I were going to be unkind or honest, okay, you have selective memory, okay? Granted, I will agree that people several years have passed and whatever else, but I don't think the fellows were that long away from you from the last interview, okay? And so things have shifted and all this kind of stuff. And I realize that it can be a tense time while you're here, and I don't expect you to be relaxed, okay? I'm going to tell you straight up, you sound like you're lying, okay?
I'll tell you straight up, I'm not. Straight up, I'm not.
And I think that I'm just more direct than maybe they're not thinking the same thing I am, but I'm telling them at the same time, okay? If I were sitting in their chairs, okay, we would be having a different conversation, okay? But this is their interview. Again, I'm an expert on murder, and I don't give much quarter to people, okay? I'm a little concerned about something else, okay? And I'm concerned that, yes, you may have been working today and all this kind of stuff, okay? But being here is not the function of a Catholic priest. You're here as an individual, yet you're dressed as a Catholic priest, and I find that staging.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm a priest wherever I go, and very seldom am I outside my clerics. And that you can ask people around. They'll tell you, for the most part, Father is always in his clerics unless he's doing something that requires cleaning or something like that. So I do wear my clerics all the time. I'm proud of being a priest.
Historically, I will tell you this.
Erickson conocía a O'Connell por el trabajo en la funeraria y se encontró con Ellison una vez brevemente. Negó tener lazos sociales o conflictos, pero O'Connell le pidió una bendición de casa y una confesión la semana anterior. La policía reveló acusaciones. Erickson proporcionó alcohol a 3 o 4 adolescentes de entre 16 y 19 años en la rectoría, lo que llevó a su intoxicación, y ayudó a uno a ducharse. Habló sobre excitación en sesiones de consejería, acostándose juntos en una cama. Negó abuso sexual, diciendo que era para superar la vergüenza, aunque era ilegal.
Okay, you glide over significant issues, particularly for detailists like us, particularly for in a murder investigation, okay? You're not stupid. Having said that, then, your recall is not explainable, or your lack of recall is not explainable. Okay, it just isn't. Okay, and I think that's problematic, and I think that you need to chat with him a little more, and try and find some of those details of who, what, when, where, why, and how, and what you know and what you don't know. Okay, because I'm going to tell you what, in my eye. Okay, you're not the only, but you're certainly not out of the frame. Okay? And I'm just telling you straight up. If I were going to tick off in my head, okay, things that they may have mentioned, may not have mentioned, what you may know, what I may know, all these other sorts of things, okay? You put yourself into a difficult position that's very difficult to support. Okay?
How about a polygraph?
They're the men.
How
Ask
about
them.
polygraph?
I'd take a polygraph.
Would you?
As long as you keep the right to those specific questions, perfectly fine.
Specific questions mean.
Well, I'm just saying, did you kill Dan O'Connell? We're not speculating on all kinds of other stuff. If you make it point blank clear, I'll take a polygraph.
Okay. Would you be willing to come down? Obviously, with the stuff that we have, and to help us out. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what we're,
I would come down.
You would come down.
I'd make arrangements with the bishop. We'll make sure that we get things covered, and I'll come down.
Would you consent to a search of your residence?
Sure.
Do you own any property?
Do I own any property? No. Well, just the things that are in the house. The stuff that's in the house. The weapons are.
Do you own any land?
No.
Do you own a cabin?
Nope.
Your parents own any land?
They own their house, but nothing more than that.
Okay. How much land do they own?
Just what the house sits on. I don't know, maybe an acre. Maybe 2. I don't know.
To get away from things, to think, where do you go?
Usually into the chapel by the good Lord. Just sit down and I sit and think and try to get things together in my mind there.
Do you have any regrets on anything you've done in your life? I mean, I'll be the first to tell you I've got a great cloud over my head. I know this guy.
Oh, I know.
No. Certainly there's regrets in my life.
Okay.
There's certain things that I did when I was younger that I am not proud of. But never murder. Never hurting somebody like that. No.
What's the worst you've ever done to anybody?
Oh, when I was in high school, I would be bullyish, kind of push them around and let them know I was kind of in charge kind of thing. That's about as
Were you
much as
ever abused as a child, sexually or physically,
No.
mentally?
No.
Have you ever done that to anybody?
No.
How old are you again?
31.
31.
You like Budweiser,
I do.
you said. Did you ever talk to anybody? Obviously, you back up. You said you're close with family.
Yep.
Okay. Did you talk with her today?
I did.
Okay. What time was that?
Oh, I don't know. Must have been. I would say it was about right after you called. I think it was right about that time.
Okay. What time was that?
Maybe around between 9:30 and 10ish, right in there. At least it was then or it was after the funeral, but I think it was before the funeral.
We have a concern also with some things that do you have any idea why he would come to the Hudson Police Department and discuss something about you? Now, this is the time you're in your garb. Why would he come to the Hudson Police Department to file a complaint against you? What was your relationship with him?
Friends. I helped him out with.
How close of friends were you with him?
Just friends.
Did you drink with him?
Yeah.
How old was he when you were giving him drinks?
I think he was about 18, and I think his mother was aware of it.
Was his mother with him when you gave him drinks?
No.
Where did you buy your alcohol when you were in Hudson?
Either at the place down by County Market there. No, not.
Spirit cellar?
Yeah, spirit cellar.
Do you recall the time you bought alcohol?
Okay. I could have bought some there, yeah.
How often did you have him drink with you?
I think maybe 3 or 4 times.
Did he ever become highly intoxicated and get sick?
He did.
Tell me about that.
Well, he got sick, and so I went and I put him into the shower, took his clothes and got his clothes washed, and then brought him back and then put him to bed.
Where were the towels located?
Right right on the side of the whatchamacallit, by the tub.
If he dried off part of himself and you helped him dry himself off after getting out of the shower, you were nice enough to give him the towel, you helped him dry off, correct?
I would have given him the towel and maybe patted his shoulders or given it to him, but I didn't dry him off.
Okay. You assisted him though, at least some way,
Yeah. I mean, I
Drying
gave
him
him the
off,
stuff.
didn't you?
Yeah, I made sure that he wasn't going to fall over inside in the bathtub.
Okay. Did you watch movies with him?
Sure.
Okay. How often did he massage your back?
I would have those guys walk on my back lots of times, or if I had a
What was the special oil that you used?
special oil.
Just some cream?
Probably if I had sunburn, sometimes I would have them put on like a lotion, Jergens lotion or something.
You'd have to remove your shirt.
Oh yeah.
And,
Pull it up or
and
something.
where was this done?
That would have been done right down on could be in the living space of the rectory right there by it would be where my couch was, right where the big windows are.
But how do you get sunburn if you're always in your clerics?
That when I go out, like when I take the kids swimming and stuff, then I would go ahead and have my clerics off. That's what I mean. Sometimes I'm in it. Most of the time I'm in it. And then other times, depending on, what I'm doing. And being outside with the kids, swimming, I would take my shirt off because I go swimming.
With Miss.
I'd say wine, beer.
Okay. Did that happen?
Yeah.
How often did that happen?
I would say no more than 4 times or.
Who had the alcohol to feed him at?
I would say that it was wine, but it would be 2.
Okay. The drinks? He ever asked for your permission to give him drinks?
I don't
Just
know if
one?
she
Was
did.
just once
Just one time, yeah.
for permission. Then
No,
after
I
that,
don't.
she
I don't
didn't
know
ask.
his permission.
Okay.
I don't know if he asked either.
You knew that he was underage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yet you still provided alcohol to him at their house. They gave him alcohol. Wine? You know he was underage then also, correct?
Yeah.
Did you ever intervene? Say, do not give him the
No, I
alcohol?
didn't. No, I did not.
Why wouldn't you intervene as a priest to give an 18-year-old kid alcohol? People are looking up to you. People have to respect you. Is there any legal reason why you would allow that to happen?
No, it was dumb. It was foolish. I should not have. And
Talk to me laid on the bed together.
there was a time when we laid on the bed, we were talking about things of confession and trying to assure him that he wasn't as evil as he thought he was, or that his mother thought he was, and that was primarily it. I held him at one part as he was crying. I held him and said to him, that everything would be fine. Don't worry, God loves you, and reassured him about those things.
Anything else you want to add to that before I ask you about something else?
No, that's
You told him it was okay to become aroused when he was with you.
I told him it was okay to be aroused because I wanted to get across to him that that's not sinful in itself. That's not sinful to be aroused. And too often what happens is they get caught up in this idea that that's sinful in and of itself. And I said, it's what you do when you're aroused. It's the things that you do.
But he told us that he said he was supposed to lean against you so you knew that he was aroused and everything was okay. Why would you tell him that?
The only thing I was trying to get across to him was to tell him that arousal was not a bad thing and that he shouldn't be ashamed of who he is, his sexuality. and that it was important to understand that it was what you did after those things is what you did with it versus just being that way or having them inclinations and things.
Okay, but what did you refer to him, or what did you mean when you told him to lean against you? Even though he had his back to you, you had your back to him, correct? When you told him that?
Oh, I don't. No. I will. If I was talking to him, I did not have my back to him. I would have been facing him.
Why would you tell him to lean against you, though, if he became aroused? I'm not saying, okay, that you're gay. I'm not saying that. What I am trying to figure out is why would you tell an 18-year-old kid when he gets a hard-on to lean against you so you know that he has a hard-on?
Because I wanted him to get past the shame, the idea that this is a bad thing, that we have to hide these kind of things.
Laying on a bed after he's been drinking, you're laying on a bed, he's laying on a bed. You didn't have on any clothes.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. Tell me about the clothes you were wearing.
I wear blue sweatpants and a white T-shirt.
Okay. When was the last time that you saw?
I went off to school, so that would have been the last time. Would have been maybe a 2 years.
Okay, I believe that you're being honest with us, and I appreciate that, Ryan. Okay? But I want to get this cleared up now.
Mm-hmm.
How many other kids, and I'm referring to kids as under 21 years old, have you provided alcohol? Because there's other complaints that are going to be starting to come in.
Yeah, I've allowed alcohol to. Well, their parents were all present for that, so.
Okay, what are their names?
But that was like wine and stuff at dinner, and.
How many kids? How many kids do they have?
They have 3.
How old? From what range to what range?
And I think he's a sophomore in college, and then I think.
How much alcohol did you provide to them?
Well, I didn't provide it. That they had it there. It was there.
Okay, where's there?
At their homes, and then I was there, and I said, would it be okay to have a drink? And it was okay with Mom and Dad. So the only ones that I would have provided alcohol for would have been.
Where did you provide the alcohol to?
Three.
Okay. When was that?
Would have been just before he left for college, or maybe 2 years ago.
How old was he?
I think he was 18 or 19.
Beer or wine?
I think it was a beer.
Father Peter know about this?
I don't know if he did or didn't. I don't know if he was there or not.
You know Father Peter pretty well, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think he would say?
Well, he'd probably say that's not a good decision. That's not something to do.
He'd probably say, or he would say?
He would say.
He would say.
He would say, don't do that.
Did you ever give that up in confessions?
Oh, yeah.
Who else besides you named that you provided alcohol to? Let's get it out in the open right now so we can write this down.
Well, I'm
Okay.
trying to think.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Maybe.
And he was also at the rectory?
Mhm.
Okay. What kind of alcohol did you provide to him? Did you ever take any of these that you mentioned so far to the liquor store with you?
I remember coming, but I don't think I took any of the others with me to the liquor store.
Okay. Who else?
That's all I can remember that I can't think of anyone else.
Okay. Why would you provide alcohol to somebody underage?
It's what, that's what they when I grew up, that's the kind of thing we did. We had alcohol. It was okay to have that kind of thing. So I've never had that it's evil or bad kind of idea to it.
I'm talking legally.
Yeah, I know.
We have statutes.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
That. Yeah, I did wrong. Yeah.
Did you carry out for them? Carry out?
No, I didn't ever do that.
Was it always supervised? Is that
was-
what you're saying?
I was there. Yeah.
Always?
Oh yeah. I didn't carry it out and give it to them. No.
But you carried it out, and they came to the rectory.
At the rectory, yeah. But I never gave it away or anything like that.
Okay. Who liked to drink the most out of those guys you mentioned? Mm-hmm.
But that's all.
Okay. Who became the most intoxicated? A
Uh,
little bit too.
yeah, but he never was intoxicated. Wine. Sometimes we do a little shot of Jägermeister or something like that.
Mm-hmm. All of them would do that?
No, not all.
Okay.
Um,
Who would have the shots of Jägermeister? Okay. What is Jägermeister?
it's like a German liqueur.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Ryan, who all knew that you were giving these kids alcohol?
Well, I'm sure mother knew that I was. Certainly because we were at their home. They knew, but I don't know about the other ones at all. His dad would know. But again, their family members knew and were present
They were present?
Yeah.
So,
in their home.
okay, parents were present.
Present in the home.
The arousal talk that you gave to us,
Mhm.
okay, was that something that you thought was a very important instruction to give?
What was important, this had been a few months of constantly,
Can I use a word for you? Was it grooming?
no.
Because we're grooming them?
No.
Okay. What would be a good word?
It was trying to explain to him that it was okay to be aroused, that it was not okay to use that arousal in a way that would be immoral. And so, you see, there's somewhat behind the eight ball here. It was his confessor. My concern was that he dealt with what he was dealing with appropriately. And I wanted to make sure that he didn't get the idea that he was evil, or that sex is evil, or that anything else is evil except for where one takes that. Where do they go with that? So I was trying to explain that to him so that he just would not feel as bad.
Did these gentlemen attend St. Pat's School?
Which gentleman? Any of these gentlemen?
Right. Health education in St. Pat's School.
I'm sure they've got health education, but I was a specific problem.
Did you talk to?
That problem.
Okay. What I don't understand, okay, and I'm sure that you can help me out with this. I'm sure that there's a reasonable explanation, but tell me again why he was supposed to lean up against you when he was aroused. Just help my mind, enlighten me on that.
I have no explanation other than to say what I was trying to do was to get him to see that is not evil. It's not bad. It's not wrong. And if he, I don't know. That's.
Have you had
what
any
I'm-
sexual contact with another man?
No.
How about with a woman?
No.
Have you ever had any sexual contact with a child?
No.
A juvenile?
No.
Have you, I guess, in your mind, ever, now that you can reflect back, you know that this is wrong, okay? This is out in the open. Inappropriately touched a child on their private parts.
No.
Another man.
No.
You ever touched another man's penis?
No.
Touched the rectum? Is there anything else that you did with?
Just
How many times did you do that
to do what?
with him?
Have beer and alcohol? I'd say 4 times at most. Maybe more. I would say 4 times at most. And when it came to the talking about,
Well, 4 times at most.
Well,
maybe
4
more doesn't
well,
make any sense.
I'm
What
trying
I'm
to
telling
think.
you is quite a few times.
Well, it would have been for as long as he was coming to the rectory and stuff. I don't know. Maybe depending on how often. I think about 4 times.
The first time,
When his mother called me, I think, to help with. I think his mother called me to help with a problem that he had with the court system, in which I was supposed to supervise him do work at the rectory, and then sign a letter
what
saying
kind of
that he
problem did he have?
I'm not sure what he did.
But you were supposed to be his.
Well, I was supposed to be the one that was supervising work at the rectory. He was supposed to do community service, and I can't remember what he did.
So you were kind of supposed to be his mentor.
Yeah, well, just
So
supervise
he's there
them.
through the court systems. You were supposed to kind of be his guidance. Even though it's through St. Croix County Circuit Courts or through the court systems, how did that turn into alcohol?
I have no good answer.
You know that it was illegal.
It was, yeah.
What should be the consequences of you for doing that, giving this alcohol to these kids? What should be the consequence?
Whatever the law has, I guess.
What do you think the law should be? Did you ever talk to anybody else, any adults, that were also, would maybe give alcohol to underage persons?
No.
What do you think should happen to the person who killed Dan O'Connell and James Ellison?
I think they should be put away for a long time. For life.
Okay, what do you mean put away?
Locked up in the jail.
You don't know who killed Dan O'Connell.
No, I don't know who killed Dan.
Do you know why he was killed?
No, I don't know why he was killed.
Why was James Ellison killed?
I don't know.
Based on things that you've told us before, you're talking about the placement or where the bodies were and that type of thing. Do you think somebody just got in the way when somebody else wanted to shoot somebody else? Is that why there's 2 persons dead instead of 1?
I don't know.
Because if it's true or if it's not true, for what you're telling us about the scene, not much of that information was given out to the media. None of that was broadcast.
This is the very first we've ever heard of it.
If you're given direct things, Ryan,
I don't know.
Why?
All I know is I may have overheard that somewhere in some kind of chit chat, and that's why I brought it up when you asked me.
you believe in, obviously, you know, you believe in the forgiveness and the confessions and all that's, you know, and those types of things. Is a person, whoever kills another person, intentionally kills somebody, not in self-defense, are they ever going to be forgiven?
They can be if they repent of their sin. If they're sorry for what they did, if they're really and truly sorry, they can be forgiven.
How would you go about, if you were the one who did it, okay, how would you go about saying that you want to have your sins forgiven? I mean, as a man in your position?
I would go to a priest and ask for forgiveness.
Él negó haber matado a alguien, afirmó no tener motivo y aceptó someterse a un polígrafo y a un registro de su casa. La policía confrontó las inconsistencias, señalando que sabía demasiados detalles de la escena del crimen. Erickson expresó preocupación de que las acusaciones de abuso pudieran llevar a su destitución, pero mantuvo su inocencia. La policía cuestionó posibles motivos, como que O'Connell descubriera sus abusos, pero él lo negó.
Jenny O'Connell,
Says
if
she
we
didn't
ask
see
her,
me?
what time is she going to tell us? When we go back and talk to Jenny O'Connell, what time is she going to tell us when we say, when did Ryan show up at your house?
I don't know what time. I figured it was like 2, 3. I thought the sun was out. I thought,
And you were there to see Jenny,
yes.
okay? You knew before that, it's like a lot of people in town, Tom and Janet go on their annual trip down south or wherever it's nice and warm. So you go out there to see Jenny O'Connell
Uh-huh.
and probably the kids. But you remember going out there, but this important thing is you don't know who you were with. If you were with anybody to go console the family.
Does that seem odd that you don't remember that? I mean, put yourselves in our spot.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I understand it. I really do. I honestly cannot remember. I really can't. I mean, I don't know if someone was with me, not with me. I'm not sure what time I arrived at Janet's house. At Dan's house, not Janet, Jenny's house. I don't know what time. And I can't account for that time that's missing in your chunk. I know I didn't kill him.
Hey, it's not missing in my chunk. It's in your hands.
Well, I know that, but I mean, what I mean is I don't know how to give you that missing detail of where I was during that time period. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I did not kill him. I know that.
You did not kill who?
Dan O'Connell or James Ellison. I did not kill them.
Have you ever had any thoughts about killing anybody?
No.
When you were living at the rectory, you had rifles there,
Mm-hmm.
long guns,
Mhm.
different. Did you ever hold that weapon outside towards St. Pat's School and make any references to?
Oh,
Wonder if they were gone?
no, not any rifles. Maybe a BB gun if I was shooting an animal out there or something. But I didn't. No. And there was no intention to kill anybody.
Okay. Was there any intention to say? Because there's all people that we don't like in this world. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes.
I may have made a joking shot or something, but I certainly would never mean anything like that.
Now, better care a joking shot.
No, I mean a joking. I may have joked about or tried to get a levy out of somebody by saying, "Oh, I wonder if somebody's over there." I don't remember doing that. I remember one time a window almost coming out because I was shooting at a squirrel, and maybe I said something at that point about it, just goofing around saying, "Oh, I wonder if they're still there or something." But no. I didn't intend to hurt anybody, to kill anybody. No.
Do you think Dan and James were intended to die?
I have no idea if they were intended to die or not.
Believe in a death sentence?
I do and I don't. I do in rare cases and I don't in most cases.
How about this case?
In this case, my personal opinion is no.
Why?
Because the death penalty, I think, is reserved to those who cannot be reformed and those who have been so heinous of crime, like serial killers and the like.
What makes you think that isn't the case here?
Well, I don't think it's a serial killing.
Or a heinous crime?
How do you know they could be reformed?
Well, I don't. You asked me for my opinion. I told you my opinion.
About the death sentence?
Yeah.
So you think the person that killed Dan O'Connell and James Ellison should not die because you feel that they can be reformed?
I don't know. I would say that the person who killed them, I believe in life, and no, they should not be. Whoever it is should not be killed.
Just locked up for a long time.
Forever.
Let me back up first, get sidetracked here for just a second. Do you remember back in 2002 on February 5th, were you sporting any facial hair? Safe to say a week ago?
Yeah.
At least?
Right after hunting.
When don't you wear your clerical gown?
I don't wear this stuff when I'm out doing something outside, like raking leaves or, manual labor, like taking care of the car, or I don't wear it when I go swimming, if I'm out recreating, playing tennis or, something in that kind of sports kind of thing.
Do you ever go over and visit? Do you ever go over there without your...
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you normally wear then if you don't wear it?
Usually my sweatpants and my t-shirt, or sometimes a pair of jeans and a t-shirt.
Okay. Do you have contacts?
No, just my glasses.
Okay. And are they to help you to read or for long distance?
Everything looks flat when I don't have them on. So when I put them on, then everything gets 3D. So
Do you have astigmatism?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you need them for on your driver's license?
Nope.
To say that you're required to wear them?
No.
Okay. So once in a while you can go out, or if it's a late
Sure.
night or right in
Yep.
the middle, so that and you don't need to wear glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Red.
It's gray, and then it's got a black stripe, but that's it. Oh, a black leather piece.
Are you upset that we're here?
Well, I'm nervous that I would be considered a suspect, because I'm not, I know I didn't kill him, and it bothers me that there might be evidence that points to the fact that I did. I gave up my guns right away. I let you have that stuff. I tried to cooperate right away and tried to remember the things that I needed to remember. So when you said that if you had to get a contact with me again, it would be because there was a problem with the guns. So of course, when you called, oh boy, that made me even more nervous. I thought, oh, there must have been a problem with the guns. And
why would there be a problem with the guns?
why would there?
Yeah.
Well, there shouldn't be. That's
But
the
why
point.
were you so worried about it then?
Well, because you sat down in the. Sure, you sat down and you said, "We're detectives
When
from."
we were coming up to visit with you, door,
Yeah.
we were let in. You know that the police were coming to talk to you at that time?
Or someone else?
That the police were coming at that time to talk to me. I thought at first you were salespersons when you walked through the door, and then when you came in and you introduced yourselves as Hudson PD.
That's the time. You're correct. That's the time when we introduced ourselves as Hudson Police Department. That we were there.
Well, I wasn't surprised in the sense that I knew that something was going on down there in Hudson because somebody had called the Ladysmith department looking for me. So I figured something must be going on.
Why would that implicate you or bring you into the picture?
Called looking for me from the Hudson Police Department to Ladysmith Police Department. So I figured something was in for me. So when you introduced yourself, of course I was a little shocked. I was like, oh, goodness, what's going on? Knew at least that something was coming. Or not coming, but I just knew that they were looking for me in Hudson.
Well, if you knew that somebody was looking for you, and if somebody had been calling around to where the heck you were, call the Hudson Police.
Well, I figured
Why don't you come on up and talk to me if you want?
They told you.
Who's they?
From St. Mary's here, told them where I was. I said, oh, okay. So I awaited the phone call.
But you still never offered to come that time.
Well,
Month?
2-3 weeks.
And you still
Forgot about it. I got going doing all kinds of other stuff. I have 4.
If the police were looking, and if I sure want to call them. What the hell?
Busy. I just spaced it out.
Were you more worried about we're going to bring up underage?
Well, I tell you.
You know it had to be two, one or the other.
It was,
What did you think it was?
I thought it was underage drinking, maybe.
And what else?
That's what I thought.
Okay. You have secondary thoughts?
No, that was the only thing that kept running through my head was, oh, great, now what am I going to get in trouble for? Well, who's accusing me of what? What's going on down there in Hudson? That place has been an absolute burden. And so I know there are 5 women down there who absolutely despise me. And I know that they've been talking to the bishop saying, oh, Bishop, by the way, he's still contacting people down here. And I thought, now who's making trouble for me? That's what went through my head. Who's trying to get me out of the picture by throwing out all kinds of, oh, Father Ryan did this or Father Ryan did that. That's what my thought was. How many things
did you ever do down in Hudson that were illegal?
That was illegal.
What's that was illegal?
Underage drinking.
But that wasn't the question he asked. He asked how many things.
Oh, that's the only one. Illegally, that's the only thing I did there. That was illegal.
You're going to have to convince me of that.
That's what it is.
And I'm just telling you, you're going to have to convince me of that.
I don't know how to convince.
Okay. Mr. Walter?
I just am curious about something.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard you say earlier that you went across from the school grounds to the rectory to move because you didn't want to be accused of this and that and whatever else. Okay. And then we just hear a discussion that sounds very compromising. Okay.
It was very compromising.
And it seemed absolutely inconsistent. Okay. And maybe as honorable as anything, it sounds and smells rotten.
Oh, I know.
Okay? And since we're here, though they don't know it, but they're going to hear it in front of me. Okay? And I have some experience in these matters. Okay? We know statistically that the first time somebody gets in trouble on these kinds of matters, exactly as you described, okay? Do you know what the probability is for other cases? We know statistically that for the very first contact about this, there are 61 prior offenses that nobody knew about. And so when I sit here and I'm hearing you chat, well, here's 4, or here's 3, or here's whatever else, okay, that may be true. But to an old cynic like me, okay, it speaks volumes. Okay. The other thing that I was interested in, quite on a different track, okay, I would like to hear a little more about disagreements, agreements, the lack of sociability that you had with Dan and his wife, and these other sorts of things. I sense a silent wall, and in the sense that I'm just not convinced. Okay, or I just don't know. It's not a matter of being convinced. I just don't know. I have a feeling that you were not everybody's favorite.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay. Tell me about. Did you have arguments with him? Did you?
I never argued with Dan O'Connell nor with his wife Jenny.
Okay.
Didn't know Dan or James Ellison to be able to argue with him. He didn't go to our church.
Did they like you?
I think they did.
Okay.
I think Jenny liked me. I think that Dan.
Were you in Hudson?
3 years.
Were you ever at their home for dinner?
No.
Why?
Dan said that it was because he was busy.
Okay.
He said he had intended to have me out there, but he was busy, and he wanted me to. In fact, the week prior, he said, "Come out, bless the house, and go to confession," kind of thing. And I said, "Well, that'd be doable, be wonderful." But yeah, but there were a lot of people that didn't invite me out to their homes.
Jumping question: what would have happened had Dan O'Connell heard what you just discussed? with the police officer here. What would he have done if he had heard about the drinking and what appears to me, I'm sorry, it just smacks sex to me. Okay, you can call it, dress it up however you want to. It may be honorable, but to me, it's sex. Okay, I'm not asking you to agree with me. Okay, I'm just telling you as I see it. My question is to you, since you know Dan O'Connell and I don't, how would he have responded if he had learned that information?
Well, he would have liked it.
Huh?
He wouldn't have liked
Would he have done something about it?
I don't know Dan well enough to know if he would have done something about it. I'm sure he probably would have. He was an outstanding member of the community.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he.
I was just asking. I'm not accusing. I'm just asking.
When was the last time you saw Dan O'Connell alive?
It would have been the week prior. We went on a funeral together. That would have been the last time I saw him alive.
Okay, where was did it all take place in Hudson?
Yeah.
Okay, at the Catholic Church in Hudson.
Yep. And then we went to the cemetery.
Which is located where?
On the other side of 94. Over toward
The Catholic cemetery?
the Catholic cemetery.
There's two in town.
Yeah,
Willow
that'd be
River
the
and St.
Catholic
Patrick's.
cemetery.
Okay. Remember what time that was?
It would have been again in the, I would say the funeral probably was at 11 or 10. And then we would have been back for lunch. So I would have been back by 12:30 at the latest so that I could do the meal prep.
Are you a bowler?
No.
Ever bowled?
No. Well, I have bowled, but not when I was in Hudson. I did not. I think it was summer stretch. It was not the school. And that would have been a Thursday then.
Remember what the names are?
And I don't remember her name.
She's without a dad, isn't she?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to her to say hi, but I never talked to her about that specific thing. Specifically about that thing.
Do you remember any conversations that you had after Dan was murdered?
Just, I'm sorry. And I didn't even bring it up to them. I just I'm sorry if there's anything I can do.
You're in a room, just like we are here. It's just you three in a room. They wanted to know how their dad died. How would you explain that?
Well, if I was asked to explain to them how their dad died, I would say tragically. I don't know what I would say. I'm not sure how I would approach that. It would depend on the circumstance in which they were brought in and said, Father, could you please explain to them or talk to them about this? They're having a hard time. I might talk to them about how God does allow certain things to take place, or I might talk about how he's now in heaven with God and he's happy and watching over them. I probably would keep it at a very level that would be not talking about specifically what happened to him or that kind of thing, but talking about, hey, Dad's now in a better place. God, he's there watching over you. He's still present to you. That's how I would talk to him. Wanted something different, in the sense of talk to them about the shooting. And then at that case, I would say, go talk to Father Peter.
Why would you want to talk to Father Peter?
Well, because I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know where to go. I'm not an expert in that kind of field. I'm an expert in the God field. I can talk about God's love and the hope of everlasting joy. But I wouldn't know where to begin with counseling a child about their dad dying, especially in a very tragic way like that.
Why do you think God allowed this to take place?
I have no
The killing
idea.
of Dan and James?
I have no idea. The only thing I can tell you there is I know that he allowed it to take place because nothing is done without God's allowal. Why? I don't know.
When we make the arrest Monday.
if it was proven that the person killed their father, I'm sure they might want to say a lot of things, depending, what kind of mixed emotions they have. If I were them, I'd explode. I'd be angry. I'd say, "Now, what the heck's wrong? Why did you do that?" You'd probably want to ask questions. Why did that happen? Why did you do that? Why did you take my dad away from me? Those kind of things.
Who's the angriest you've ever? Who's the person that made you the most angriest?
I think the most angry I've ever been is at a particular group of women in Hudson who did all that they could do to get rid of me and to get rid of Father Peter from the parish, and were underhanded and just mean-spirited. These are just women who had their children at school. She wasn't part of that circle of people.
Did she ever have her children in the school?
She might have before I got there, but not when I was there.
Not when you were there?
No.
Were they in the public school?
They were in the public school, and I believe CCD.
I find it curious that you're quite willing to tell us your faults in some areas, such as lack of social skill or desirability or adaptability or whatever it is, or face reason. I just am perplexed then, realizing that, okay? Well, before I go there, and then, for instance, your hesitancy or your nervousness or whatever else, though it's, frankly, it's the part of your trade, okay, to console Jenny and the children and whatever else, but you were nervous at the bits and pieces up there, okay? Why in the devil, then, would you take the risk of counseling a boy on sexual matters, etc., when you don't have those kinds of skills? That is just stupid.
He came to me with that particular problem, and so that is, in that realm, I felt competent.
Okay.
I didn't feel competent in the other realms.
Yeah. Is that a handicap in your profession?
It's a major handicap in my profession, and I think that a lot of people would tell you that he's a little handicapped in that area. He doesn't like to go running out there and be the first one to be on the scene, kind of thing. I like to step back and watch what's going on. I get nervous about how will I come across to the person? How will the person read what I'm saying, or what will the person, am I going to screw up? That's the biggest thing. Will I screw this up? Am I going to say something that's going to cause this person more grief than they already have? And I don't want to go there.
Okay. My next question is this, and it's a judgment question. Think about it carefully. Okay? It's a trap. Not really, but it's loaded. I hear you talk about nerves and bits and pieces and all this kind of stuff. Okay? You're on the inside of you. I'm not. I don't know what you're thinking. Okay? But when I listen to you, okay, I see less nervous as in anxiety, anger, all this emotional kind of stuff. I really see it coming down to kind of like power issues that you don't want to be made a fool of.
No, because I really have been made a fool, and I don't like it. But I've had that happen, and that's not what. No, I don't want to be accused of something that I did not do.
Sure.
The value is that it's stuff. I got stuff,
okay.
In a certain respect, the people that I hung around with, even in the Hudson area, plus my own family, and guns are kind of a prestige. People take note. Oh, look at that! That's a nice looking piece.
You see yourself as a regular guy.
I do. I think I do. I mean, I see myself as a person who likes to hang around with regular people, drink regular stuff, and
you see yourself, though, when you look in the mirror, do you see you rather than this?
Oh yes, I see a sinner.
Okay.
And that I don't say flippantly. I really mean that. When I look into the mirror, I'm very clear who I am. And I know that I'm a very weak man. Prick me, I'll bleed. And I tell the people that all the time. I'm not beyond reproach. They hear that in homilies over and over again.
And you said yes. Okay. My question is, because in many other religions that I happen to know, once that you confess your sins, God takes that on, and so therefore you don't have any guilt. And I was wondering if that was still true here.
I don't believe that to be really true.
Okay.
I'm not a psychologist, but I believe that there's consequences that are always there. What you did is always in your mind. And even though you know God has forgiven you, you still have to learn to forgive yourself or receive forgiveness from those that you've harmed.
I got a question relating to the car that you drive.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that it was a Lincoln Continental,
Mm-hmm.
black. What year?
2000.
A 2000?
Yep.
The car that you had before was a 2000?
I believe it was a 2000.
Or thereabouts?
Yeah, right.
Give or take a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you making payments on that at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Are you making payments now?
Still making payments.
Still making payments.
Did you ever see Dan driving one?
Just the funeral one, or the one that they.
And you rode in that car with Dan?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like the car?
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Did you let Dan know you liked it?
I may have told him that I liked it, yeah.
Did you ask him any questions about it? Do you know what's underneath the hood or what's the stereo
No.
system?
I wouldn't ask about under the hood, but I might ask about some of the buttons, some of the gadgets.
What do you say about those?
I don't remember having that conversation with him. Most of the time when I was in that car with him, if I would have said, oh, this is a nice car, the conversation would always come back to who was in the car with us, or, what we were going to do when we got out to the graveside.
Okay. Is that the lead car then? Normally if the funeral director and the priest are in the processional?
Yeah. It would be the lead car, and then I believe the hearse is right behind.
Okay. Who else would ride in that car with you guys?
Sometimes we had cremains. The cremains would be with us. Sometimes would be maybe a family member or so.
How many funerals did you do with Dan?
I think I maybe did 3, maybe at most. Father Peter did most of the funerals down there.
Did you do any strike that?
When you're talking to Mr. Walter, you said that there are some things about guilt. What still is on your mind, your conscience? The guilty part.
Well, I think the guilty part is that I fed him alcohol and that he got sick, and I feel terrible that he got sick, and I feel bad that that happened with me, that he got sick. So
what are the things in your life?
Well, just being a bully at school once in a while.
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not mean in the sense of beat you up, but I would kind of push out of the way, or, go over here, go over there.
Is that during a football game, or is
Yeah.
that a recess? Or?
Yeah, it was football games on the side, or in the hallway if something was going on. I just kind of get angry if somebody said something, called me a name or something, and I'd go after them.
Have you ever told anybody in the Catholic Church in Hudson some of the bad things that you've done in your life?
Oh, sure. I've told them about, beating people up and different other things. Yeah, I have.
Those types of things still bother you?
Of course they do. They're still there.
What's the worst thing that you think that you have ever done that's been illegal? Do you know where that firearm is?
No.
Has anybody ever told you where that gun is?
No.
There's nobody in Hudson.
No.
Have you ever told yourself where the gun is?
Tell myself what the gun is. Mm-hmm. No.
Hypothetically, okay, but just hypothetically, if you said, hey, I did make a huge mistake, I can't take it, this is eating my guts, I can't stand it, I can't live with myself, this is horrible, I did it for this small reason, Sometimes we don't need a big reason to do things. Sometimes just a small reason. Do you think if we all walked outside, and is a Father John out there?
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically again, if you told him, I feel a lot better. I told those guys what actually happened at your O'Connell funeral home on Tuesday, February 5th.
I would, hypothetically, if I came out and said to him, I did it, and I'm
That's what I'm
sorry,
asking.
and
I'm
I'm
just
sorry
asking
for
you,
what
do you
I
think
did,
that you
yeah,
would
and if
forgive
I'm sorry for what I did, and truly sorry, I'd hope he would forgive me, but I don't know. I don't know. He might stop the confession. He may say, no, I'm sorry. You have to prove to me, that you're sorry for this.
But
Or,
if you walked out in the hallway right now and you told him, hypothetically, that, hey, this is what Dan did. This isn't right, what Dan was doing. This is what made me react to Dan's actions. Do you think he'd forgive you?
I don't know. I can't speak for Father John. I can say that maybe as a priest he would say he would forgive me. But there's no small reason to kill somebody. I can't think of such a thing.
Is there a big reason?
I would say there'd be a big reason if somebody lost it, and then they might go kill someone. But I can't see killing a person.
Did you ever talk to the group about the murders?
If we did, it would have been just a matter of, oh gosh, can you believe that happened kind of thing. I wouldn't talk to them about any particular thing, I don't believe. Just the shock, the dismay that it took place in Hudson, small little town.
You indicated typically you don't read the Hudson paper.
Hmm.
But the following day you went and got a paper.
Well, I came to the rectory. I was always at the rectory.
You read the paper?
Mm-hmm. See what was there, and curiosity.
Have you ever, did you ever have to do any papers on murders and homicides?
Nope.
What was suicides?
Nope.
Do you believe now, if somebody was to kill themselves, suicide?
I believe that if the person knows that suicide is wrong and they commit it, I believe it's in God's hands. I believe it's merciful. Ultimately, what I believe is that they don't go to heaven. That's what I believe. But there are other factors that play into that, such as were they thinking in the right frame of mind. But just on the very basis of the suicide itself, I would say that it would be.
Are you gonna, besides the two folks that are with you this evening, are you gonna tell anybody else at the law enforcement talk to you
Should
tonight?
I or shouldn't I?
December 7th. I'm asking you, are you gonna tell anybody?
I may tell my mother. I'll call the bishop.
What are you gonna tell the bishop?
Well, I'll just tell him that you questioned me on these different things. I'll immediately tell him that there was an accusation made against me because I got to do that. And,
An accusation made about what?
well, the way you made it sounded like there's a sexual allegation made against me. If there's a sexual allegation made against me, I got to tell the bishop so that I can be removed from my position and go through all that crap, which...
Did we hear in this room?
That's what I was surmising.
Okay. And you have the alcohol thing?
Well, that's what I mean, that alcohol
The
thing.
whole,
Yeah.
you'd have to contact the bishop over that?
If there was an accusation made, I have to tell the bishop.
What'll be the consequences of that?
Immediate removal from the parish.
Ever contact the police department?
As soon as he'd know that you knew, so he would then contact the police department too. Or he would have somebody up there contact the police department.
This drinking problem with the minors, is that a really big issue?
I think it's a big issue. I mean, you pointed out, I know it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. I sat there and I look at it back now and I see it's wrong. I see that I see that it was really dumb. I do. I just, you want to fit in. You want to make them all.
You're having a hard time identifying with yourself and with them.
Well, it's hard to get them to understand that you want to help them and to identify with them in such a way that they don't feel like, oh gosh, Father, he's scared of Father, or there's a balance between respect and fear. And I don't like it when they fear people. I never feared my pastors, and I never feared anybody. I mean, in that, and so I don't want them to fear me. And yet I see more and more this greater and greater fear taking place. So you think, well, if I look like the kids, or if I try to kind of be like the kids, if I kind of talk like, I even went out and bought stupid DVDs, Backstreet Boys, and I forget who else. But anyway, to try to make them feel like Father was somebody who cared about them, and that Father really wanted to help them, because the older priests are just that. They're older and they're so far away, and I don't want that to be the stereotype. And so I do something thinking, oh, this is harmless. And then when you look at it, even 2 days later, you go, oh my God, what did I do? You shouldn't have done that. That wasn't right. Don't do that.
But it continued to happen, didn't it?
Well, because I didn't think about it until all of a sudden, a couple of times after, I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. In fact, and he puked and all that. That was it. That was it. I quit doing it. You ask him, there was no more. That was done. Because I realized this danger alert that went after, oh, danger, danger. You're going to get in trouble for this. But also that it wasn't right. And I knew that. I knew that. And so that's, God, I know it.
All the alcohol that you fed these, other than being in the city of Hudson, did you ever take any trips with them? Did you ever take...
Go hunting. That was...
Do I have that? No, I don't want to do. Okay. How much,
16, 17, and drink, except with his parents.
Okay. So when you came up here to hunt and visit your parents?
We didn't drink nothing.
Okay. How about the other gentleman? Who else did you bring up? Okay. And he liked beer and wine, if my notes serve me correct.
That's what he drank. Yeah.
Okay. How much drink when you guys were on that trip?
He didn't drink anything to my...
So all the drinking that was done was at the rectory in the city of Hudson?
Or at the houses of those family members.
Okay. Those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Those all drank with you at the rectory without any parents present?
No.
If you were in law enforcement, you were in our positions. What next with the investigation of the homicide of O'Connell and Ellison? Dan and James, they're dead. They're gone. Somebody did it. We're trying to find out the person responsible. Not that that person's the bad person in the whole world, but there's a consequence that they have to.
If I were a cop, I don't know. I don't know what you've done so far. I keep questioning people, keep trying to find a person who might have done it. Find out if, investigate by talking to them and
Well, now we come on to you. Now you're in our shoes. What would you do with you?
I just know that I did not kill James Dan O'Connell. Did not happen.
Did you kill Dan?
I did not kill Dan.
Did you want to kill him?
No, I did not. I have no reason to want to kill Dan O'Connell. We never had any bad words towards one another. We never talked poorly to one another. There was never any confrontation between us. There was no reason for me to kill Dan O'Connell.
Okay. He came to our police department.
Mm-hmm.
We had a nice visit. Do you recall? What do you recall? Was your conversation about the homicides in Hudson with?
No idea.
You talked to him.
I'm sure I talked to him. He does not like me for one particular reason. You can ask anyone in town.
Give me the reason.
I was her counselor. And you can ask Father Peter, you can ask all of them. He was...
What's his wish?
He accused me
This
of
isn't-
having
this
an affair
isn't-
with her. And
Obviously, when Sean and I were up there, we told you that this, stays with us. Or anything else, it would have to be up. Obviously, we have to write reports, with everybody that's involved in the investigation, and other reports that may come into play from this investigation, and that sort of thing. It isn't here. We don't go run out the door and go to the ladies' gift journal or whatever they call it. That anything that we discussed here tonight, we don't discuss anything. Be honest with me when I ask you this
I
question.
did not have any relations with her. None.
Okay, as a man to man
Yeah.
here. Okay, we're all men in here. Sometimes we like to have a little action. Okay, even though you're in a position that you chose to be in, you still want to have, and you think about it.
La policía continuó confrontando a Erickson por las inconsistencias en la cronología y su conocimiento de la escena del crimen, insistiendo en explicaciones sobre la brecha horaria y los detalles no públicos. Erickson mantuvo su negación, aceptando cooperar ulteriormente. Tras el interrogatorio, la policía encontró imágenes ilegales en su computadora.
Father Peter said that they had marriage troubles. That's all I know.
Did he say what?
He didn't
Types?
say what types. He just said that he had counseled them. And
Did it sound significant?
well, if he had to counsel them, yeah, I would consider that significant right away. Just anybody, priest, especially, Father Peter in particular, he knows everybody who's around town. I would say that would be significant in the sense that they want help with something.
Do you have any guns on your person right now?
No.
Do you have any guns in your car? Trunk?
Well, I have a gun in the trunk because I actually had it under the seat and then throw it into the trunk when I get to town.
Okay. What kind of gun is that?
It's a 9mm.
Okay.
Browning, so one I always put under the seat.
You got that 44.
Well, I've only,
That's a big gun.
yeah, I've only taken that one time, and that was to a priest retreat to show one of the priests. But the Browning is the one that always would be put underneath there, and it's always separated. The clip is always separated from the gun itself.
My only question is that one of the guns that they looked at?
Yeah. it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We just take a peek on the way out, correct?
Of course.
It's in the trunk.
It's in the trunk.
Do you have the keys? Is there a remote control to that?
Yeah, there's a remote.
Well, you got a new car. I was going to say like these older 94s or whatever. They don't have remotes.
Yeah, no.
But is that the new car? Yeah. Okay.
And you're gonna arrange, is that what I understand?
They'll submit to a polygraph.
Yeah, well,
Very good.
In Hudson.
In Hudson, yeah. The accusation that was made against me, where is that, or what's that about?
That's just something that has come up through as part of the investigations.
Okay.
Because come up. There's some other things that that people come to us.
Mhm.
They want to help.
Sure.
They want
no.
to assist us. They want to help
Yeah.
the community, the family, law enforcement. And there's going to be a whole lot more people coming to us.
Sure. Well, I understand.
Over this. How well publicized it's been a national.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. That's I've got to call the bishop, and I have.
You have to tell him whatever you feel that you have to tell him.
Well, if the kid's making an accusation, I have to tell him that the accusation is made.
If the bishop would call us, what should we tell him?
Well, you have to tell him what was said. Whatever he presents is what has to be, and that's automatically,
How about what you said?
it doesn't matter. In the eyes of the bishop, it does not matter. The charter is very clear, and so what matters is what the person making the accusation has.
But since it wasn't formal, I'm just being technical for a minute. Since it wasn't formal here, and since it isn't reported out of here, it isn't official, and so therefore one doesn't have to report. I'm just giving you wiggle room there.
I don't know.
I don't know what your policies and procedures are.
Well, the policy is if there was an accusation made, then I have to report that to the bishop.
But that is a formal accusation, correct?
A formal accusation in which I sexually molested a child or a person, any person can be
But
90-year-old.
But that has to be preceded by a written complaint, right?
Yeah.
Have you?
Well, that's why I asked him if there was one, so that I could.
And what I think what he just said is what was said here stays here in this room, so you don't have a formal complaint.
We are not at this time reporting this, correct? To the diocese? Or are we?
It's under investigation. And that's why when we asked you about it, Tess, what was going on during that time frame.
So you're preliminary to an actual decision, is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yes.
Okay. Which therefore is not like that.
What year is your car? Is it a 2000?
I believe, yeah, it's a 2000.
What's the make again?
Lincoln Continental.
Geez, it must-
I know, or something. Jeez, before there's a big rig like that. Wisconsin plates.
Yep.
And where is it presently parked?
Right out here.
Just outside the government center?
Yeah, right now.
What is your address up there again? Iron Street?
Iron Street.
And just the zip? 4.
54534.
This is our permission to search form to go inside your trunk she gave us. Let's go ahead and read this. I have to leave this blank unless you know what your license plate number is. So I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
But if that's true, what I've handwritten in here, it's already been pre-printed. If that's true, we'd have you sign down there where it says signature, and then we'll be on our way unless you can think of any other questions that you'd have with us. I just don't know what the license plate number is.
Sure.
You ain't part doctor. Huh? Right. We will not be speaking to these people out here about anything. If you want to say it's going to snow soon or about the weather. Otherwise, the confines of this room.
We don't say nothing, and if she asks, we don't say.
I guess I would probably. Just what Sean said.
It's best to say nothing to help us in the investigation, as a rule. Whether or not you do that, that's entirely. I can't prevent you.
Can't tell you if I'm doing that or not, but as you put in in your words before, how rumors, quote unquote, flare up over something that's,
If I read you correctly, you're still consternated about the bishop and what to do.
You're good.
Sure is.
he's good. He's good. He's good.
You're giving that away.
Uh-huh.
You don't quite understand the predicament I'm in. Only
Why
one
don't you-
thing I
why don't
love
you sit
above
on
all
it?
thing else. That's being a priest. And it's the only thing I've ever wanted. And one accusation, whether it's proven or unproven, doesn't matter. Bishop automatically removes you. You're disgraced. And
Why is that?
because of all the problems that's been out there.
Yeah, but what if
Yeah,
I said,
but if it's-
what if I said Father Peter brushed up against me? Would you be
Guess
gone?
what? You'd be gone.
Boy, that's
Or
pretty
what if
severe.
I said
That's not
Father
like- that's not
DeBruzzi
like
did
the legal system.
There's a problem there. And I don't know why action hasn't been taken, but I don't know why. Something's not right in that part. But the charter that was just published is very clear, and we are following it to the letter.
I know that you've talked with who's Father.
She called me, and Mother was not going to do that. So pat her on the butt, but she just doesn't want to deal with that. So, but no. So I am.
Yeah.
I won't sleep, but it'll be hot. Damn.
Do we need to take you to a psych ward or?
No.
Right?
No, I'm
You sure?
fine.
Sure.
It's just no, I'm positive. It's
Because
just,
I want to tell you something. If you want help,
no. I'm not.
this guy should. I'm not looking at you as a priest. Don't look at me as law enforcement, man to man.
No, I'm
Okay.
fine. It's just a matter.
Are
I
you
gotta.
sure that? Because right now there's got to be about a bazillion things racing through your mind.
Oh, there's
If there
one
is
thing.
something that we can help you with, now's be the time, because we do have some folks up here that we know that if you want to go speak to somebody,
Yeah, no,
you know, or anything like that.
it's a matter of dealing with
You're
the
done.
bishop, just talking to the bishop. That's all.
I just wouldn't tell him.
Oh gosh, I can't think it. I'm really honest. That makes my gut kind of turn.
Tell him because it's not been formalized. You wait till it's formalized.
But under the law, I'm a mandatory reporter and all these other things. And we just had a session on this.
Yeah.
All I can say is that when we were up here investigating, of course, the double homicide, and other things that do come in during the course of this, you know, like we've told you before, we've talked to over 1,900 people. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
You hear a lot of things.
Yep.
Lots of things.
I know, but
And from there, you know, it's kind of our responsibility, you know.
I understand. I'm not
Yeah,
holding anything
skill.
against you guys.
I'm not saying
That's not what
that
I'm doing.
anybody. At this point, I'm not saying that anybody wants you arrested.
But even if the
I'm saying that
accusation is made,
somebody came forward
and
with
what
that.
yeah, and what I'm saying though is, if they came arrested or not, that
But if he just came in and said, "Well, I just want this on file in case if it's ever needed for the future," just put it that way.
I think we're
Then I'm
splitting
just
hairs and it makes
I'm
my
just laying
guts
that.
churn.
Okay, I'm just laying that in your hands.
It gives you choices.
Okay,
You do with it what you want.
Choices.
I'll tell you this. I'll guarantee you, we are not going to leave here.
Oh,
You all right?
Oh, it's the back.
We're not going to leave here. Go back home tomorrow morning after we get done with our 5-mile jog. Go up and call the bishop and say, "Hey, guess what? We talked to Father Ryan last night. You know what he said? That's not happening, Ryan.
I
That's
know,
not happening."
But the point is that I feel like I would be.
We
I'm
are
gonna have
not-
to-
we are
I'm
not-
gonna have to just think about it.
We are not calling him.
Again, it's not a matter of that though. It's a matter of. It's more of a moral issue. This person said this, therefore. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's not a matter of tattletaling on me or anything. It's a matter of, am I going to have the integrity to tell the bishop? You see?
Right.
No, I understand.
If he wants to call us, if you do decide, and we don't care what you do. If you do, and he wants to call us, right now it's
we're not actively working.
You know, I'll tell you.
Or
The only thing I
There's nothing
ever
that-
wanted to be was a priest. You don't know how damn hard.
It's a hell of
No,
a
no,
lot of
It's what I
responsibility.
wanted. And so for one person to make those, I feared that something like that would. And you know, you put yourself in those stupid positions, and you don't think about what you're doing because you think you're helping somebody out. And
Can you talk to another priest?
no, because that's an automatic mandatory report.
that is.
I talked to this guy.
Yes,
He's
is
got to
there a-
immediately go up and.
I guess the only thing I can say is I won't go babble on, and I'm not gonna. But what I told you before, okay. Assuming that he wanted or they wanted to just come forward, like I said before, have a report on file in case there's anything that would come up in the future involving you. And if that's done, okay, we are not going to be calling. Obviously, if somebody had already called the bishop, okay, and
I'd be
complainants, then you'd have been removed. So you know probably that hasn't happened.
Well, again,
And you know damn well that we haven't done it.
but
We have been more
it's
honest.
not about the complaint. It's about I know of a complaint. So what's my responsibility now? That's where I'm at. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not.
Wonderful. Okay, throw aside the part about laying on the bed. Okay, throw that aside. Okay, that just boils down to a little beer and a little wine. That's really what you have to base your decision on. Nothing else.
That's the.
I mean, that's you
But
don't
see-
need to. The other part.
It's that part that becomes the important piece. If he thinks that appropriately,
He never said that, and I never told you that.
well,
He never said you molested him.
well, you get in a hyper mode and you think of
Well, I
things.
never told you. I
Let me
never
ask you
said that.
this. Let me ask you this. In God's mind right now, are you better off telling the bishop or are you better off serving the folks in Iron County? What would God want you to do?
That's where I'm at. I don't know.
Ask him.
Well, you're going to have
Oh,
some.
I'll have
time
a lot
to
of
think
time
about
to
it.
talk to him about it.
Yeah.
We're not getting.
Anyways, so we'll go
I
off and
can't
do our
make a
thing.
decision for you.
I know.
Before,
I'm not
before
asking
we,
you to.
Before we leave, okay, we have been upfront with you.
Oh, you have.
We have been honest with you.
I hear.
We've told you the discrepancies.
I hear you. No, you
We've
guys have
told
been
you the
very
problems
professional.
that we have
Yep.
in
Very-
that time.
Very professional. I have honestly, and I eat with me and stuff. And tonight again, a little rougher, but you were professional, and I appreciate that. I really do.
Well, we
I really do.
we owe it to the family.
Yeah. No,
Well, we
I
don't-
really,
and
really
even more so, we owe it to Dan and James.
Well, you do, and I agree 100%. I really do. So I hold no.
We
No.
may come back. We don't know.
No, I hold nothing
don't
against
wanna
you.
come back.
Nothing against you.
But I told you we got a couple.
Sure.
We would rather
There's a
have
couple of
somebody
loose
say,
ends we need to tie up.
I
we would
agree.
rather
I
have somebody
mean,
say, I don't know, rather than make something up or try to.
But see, that's what I try thinking. And I start thinking so hard about stuff that I yeah, I want to be helpful. I want to tell you what I
I think
did.
last time we were up there, we told you, hey, it was 2.5 years ago or a little more than that.
I know,
And looking back on the date,
but I was
Exactly
just
what
was
happened
trying
when.
to remember, and I know that I went down those roads, and I don't know how many times I went down those roads, but I know I went down those roads, and I don't know where I was between 12:30 and 3 o'clock, other than to say that I was up. I know the tobacco shop. For
Let me
sure.
ask you one question, an honest question, and you can even ask it of me. If you were pissed off enough to shoot someone and kill them, and I asked you, if you did it, would you tell me or Jeff?
If I did it right now,
What would your answer be?
if I did it, and I've been living with it for this long, and you guys had me cornered here, I'd break.
You
I'd
think
tell
so?
you. I know I would. And the reason is because I think the guilt would be so overwhelming. I really
If
do.
you could get away with it, would you tell us?
No. Yeah, I mean, if I could get away with it,
Yes.
probably no. I mean, I'd try to get away with human nature says you try to get away with it. But I personally myself, I would tell you. I really believe that. I believe that if I did something that heinous, I would tell you because I don't think I could live with myself. I honestly would, I've thought about suicide before. If I did something that heinous, I'd tell you what, I think I'd be thinking about it now, and I'd be ready to. And that's
But you're not
the
thinking
case.
about that.
No, that's not the case. No,
What do you wear underneath that? Pants?
pants and a shirt
And a shirt?
and a belt,
Underneath the shirt.
Is that a cell phone? Can
rosaries,
Rosary?
money.
Oh, jeez, look at that.
Well, don't start.
Yeah, here we go.
And in this pocket,
I can't
that,
get into the priesthood.
and this, that. That's all that's.
How about,
Oh, no,
what do you wear
here, just
underneath the
wait.
shirt?
I have my examination of conscience, which I make every day.
Oh.
And it says, in fact, you can read here under the fifth commandment, thou shalt not murder. Murder, homicide, manslaughter. Very clear about, this is you make examination of conscience to get ready. Anyway, and under the shirt,
What do you wear?
Do you wear that same cleric during Mass?
What, does it ever get
gets very warm.
warm?
And then I break out.
But it gets
What do
warm.
they call the havocs?
It's a cassock. A cassock.
A cassock.
A cassock.
Cassock? You call it cassock or cleric?
It's cleric if I have just like Father John has on, that's a cleric. But this is a cassock,
Cassock.
which a cleric can wear.
And what do the nuns wear?
Habit. I wear this underneath there,
Oh.
which is Our Lady of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and these are the medals, just different ones.
I had one of those
okay.
for First Communion.
Oh, you did? That's where I had mine from. It wasn't until
And I kept that thing for years, and I loved
Did you really?
it. Yep. I wore that
Oh.
thing through high school.
oh
Very,
really?
very. The only time I took it off was when I played sports.
That's the only time I took
had
it
a
off.
cross that I wore in high school, except for sports.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us wear them. That's why I
Actually,
took them
you know what? When I was a freshman, early part of high school, going up, I wanted to be a pastor.
off. Oh really?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. Now you may think differently, but no.
I know
I
things change.
So, but that's
I don't know how he even eats for that long.
Oh.
I think he did go to confession.
I'm gonna confession. I don't know if he's got that much time.
Father Ryan, we do appreciate, and we apologize for the inconvenience, but
No, I understand.
we have a job.
I understand.
We have to get this.
I really do understand. I
We have
hope
to
you.
get this.
I hope you understand. I
The thing
understand.
is that make sure that when we talk to everybody, and there's nobody in this world that's going to understand how much time Sean and I and the different things that we have ever done on this case.
I understand.
We don't want to offend anybody, but yet we are still going to do our jobs. And if it does offend that, or somebody takes it offensive, too bad.
Too bad.
Right.
I tell you, I'm
And
nervous about. I'm nervous about being questioned. I think anybody is. But
Sure.
I'm upset
Sure.
that there's a young man who thinks that I hurt him. That bothers me a little bit. I tell you.
If you did, and if he thinks are two different things.
I didn't. I didn't intend to.
I don't understand that, how an accusation.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Okay. Take a quick peek on that.
Yep.
El caso contra el padre Ryan Erickson nunca llegó a un juicio penal. Poco después de ser interrogado por la policía por segunda vez, Erickson se suicidó en diciembre de 2004. En consecuencia, nunca fue acusado ni sentenciado formalmente. Sin embargo, en una audiencia, John Doe, posterior en 2005, un juez de Wisconsin determinó que había causa probable para creer que Erickson cometió los asesinatos, cerrando efectivamente el caso e identificándolo como el perpetrador, aunque sin una condena formal.